Welcome to Punctuation for Court Reporters and video number 54, Compound Adjective Examples, Part 2. I'm Kenneth. Let's get started. So this video contains 4 compound adjective examples. The hard ones, and these are actual questions from 2 Facebook groups of Punctuation for Court Reporters and Punch Drunk on Punctuation. And this is the last of a series of 4 videos where video 51 I cover the rules, 52 I cover this 3-step process. The last video I covered 4 simpler examples. In this video I'm going to cover only 4 but hopefully harder examples. So just a summary of the 3-step process. I'm basically checking it. If you want, I don't want to cover take too long. If you want more information, go watch the other videos on this slide. Basically, I'm going to be checking it. Basically, the 3-step process is check a Merriam-Webster dictionary. I'll be checking 3 dictionaries. One's an unabridged. If you're a BGGP user, go to step 3, but step 2 is basically use the style guide. But in one of my videos, I said you hyphenate everything except for these 3 cases. And then step 3 is use the words individually before the noun to basically check to see if they're forming a unit. More information, go watch video on the 3-step process, go watch video 52. So example number 8, because examples 1 through 7 were in the last video. A slip and fall accident. Is it in the dictionary? No. What about the pattern? No, it doesn't match the pattern, but this is an adjective plus adjective. So it could be basically adjective plus adjective. Adjectives are generally coordinating or cumulative, but there is this case of where they could be forming a thought, a single thought modifier. So we have to check that. So are they forming a single thought pattern? It's not a slip, so we check them individually. It's not a slip accident or a fall accident. It's a slip and fall accident. So slip and fall is actually forming a one thought modifier, so it's hyphenated. So basically, slip and fall is not acting. These are not acting as coordinating conjunctions where they're independently modifying it, because if they were acting independently, then these would work right here. Slip accident, fall accident, but they don't. So like go back to a sleek and shiny car. A sleek car and a shiny car. You can see how it fits on that when it's actually coordinating. These are not coordinating, therefore it has to be hyphenated. So it's a slip and fall accident. Next example. Wet and dry vacuum. Is it in the dictionary? No. Does it meet one of the pattern? No. So that means, but it's an adjective plus adjective. Once again, just like the last example, we have to check to see if these are 2 coordinating conjunctions or are they acting as a single or one thought modifier. So we check them individually. Yes to wet vacuum and also yes to dry vacuum. Therefore, no hyphens. These are actually coordinating conjunctions. So it's a wet and dry vacuum. Now, 4 voted for no hyphens and 3 voted for hyphens. And I believe that the reason people vote for the hyphens is they weren't familiar with a wet vacuum and a dry vacuum. Because if you didn't know, then these wouldn't make sense to you. So if you weren't too sure of that, then you'd probably say, oh, this doesn't make sense. And then you'd say it is a single thought modifier and put hyphens. But they actually are coordinating conjunctions. Example number 10. A family-owned and operated business. This looks like, once again, this looks like, this is is this coordinating conjunctions, right? Again, setting you up. But I want to know, see, the problem is, it is, and that's what I have, is this an entire phrase? Or just like I was saying, or are these two halves on the both sides of the and coordinating conjunctions? Well, first let's test family owned. Not in the dictionary, not one of the patterns, so we hyphenate. And yes, the family business, but no to owned business, so you hyphenate. So it's family owned. We know this portion at least is, we know family owned is going to be hyphenated, whatever happens. So continued. Now let's check out family owned and operated. Oh, should probably add a space there. Is it in the dictionary? No. And I would even check, I usually, when I check the dictionary, maybe I should have said this one way back there, I'll check it with the hyphens, without the hyphens, different ways just to see if it comes up in the dictionary. Does it meet the pattern? No, but once again, it's an adjective plus adjective, so we have to check it. Remember, so just sort of repeating myself from the other examples, we have to check and see if it's a one-thought modifier. Yes, the family-owned business, but no to operated business. I don't know what an operated business is, so it's hyphenated. So this would be the answer: a family-owned and operated business. So we checked. So we got this answer by checking it, and then we checked the entire thing just like to see if it was coordinating adjectives or not. We came out with the whole thing is hyphenated. This is an acceptable answer, but you know something's up when I put this, because the meaning of this is really a family-owned and family-operated business. But they omitted the family portion here. So what do we call that? Well, we call that, go look up my videos on suspending hyphens. So this is actually a case where you put in a suspending hyphen. So the better answer to this, family-owned and operated, is a family. I'm sorry about the spacing. There probably should have been a space here and a space here, just for clarity of separating the text. So the better answer is a family-owned and then there's a space here. So no hyphen here and a space between the hyphen and the and here. So a family-owned and operated business. This is actually the better answer. But this is probably acceptable. So example 11, a less than high school level. Is this in the dictionary? No, none of it's in the dictionary. It's not one of these patterns, but this is a phrasal, so you'd hyphenate it. Basically, it's a phrasal because I know it's not two parts. Remember, all those parts of speech things are always two parts, like an adjective plus noun, or this plus that, or something. So they're usually just two parts. So once I see this, I know it's a phrasal because it's a phrase. So I know the hyphenated, and I also know when it's a phrasal, I have to hyphenate. I have to hyphenate all the words. Do they work individually? No. You can go through and check them. I didn't write it out, but if you check them individually, it doesn't work. So you'd hyphenate it. So the answer is a less than high school level. And I think the confusing part, because one person voted for the above, this, and one person voted for without the hyphen between high and school. Do I have a comment in here? Yes. I think this example is difficult because you may know, some people may know that less doesn't take a hyphen, so they may be saying, well, maybe less, maybe there's no hyphen here because it's the word, whoops, I should just put these both, the word less is here, so maybe they're thinking the hyphen wouldn't be here. And high school, they know is this adjective plus noun combination, which is well known, which is not hyphenated. This is what this person did. They sort of know, oh, okay, this combination you don't put a hyphen in. Well, that'd be true if you had high school level. If you didn't have this, if you only had high school level, true, there'd be no hyphen. But this is a phrasal because all these words as a unit are acting to modify level. Therefore, they all have to be connected. So hyphenate all words in a phrasal compound adjective, even though part of it, if you in a different case, would be not hyphenated. This is why this is this confusion right here. So my last example, you know what? I think in the very opening slide, there only said there's only 11 examples. Apparently I had 12 examples. So it's actually 5 in this video. So in the last one, which I actually had, I think, on all the videos as the most difficult one, I think this is one of the most difficult ones, is an auto accident related patient issue. Wow. Once again, this is one of these cases that you have to separate the coordinating and cumulative adjective units and test them individually. So you have to figure out what are the units. This is probably the tough part, because once you figure that out, it's just a bunch of testing and it's straightforward. So after playing around with it, you'll figure out that it's an accident related and then patient issue. So it's a patient issue that is accident, it's a patient issue that is auto accident related. I know I say that because that's actually sort of how I use to figure it out. That's, I guess, my technique. So once you figure this out, then we know this part, this is only a single word. It doesn't need to be tested. But this here is all 3 of these words work together. This is forming a unit right here. These 3 words are forming a unit, so we need to test that. Auto accident related. So is it in a dictionary? No. So one of the patterns? No. So you hyphenate. Can you use the words individually? No. So you hyphenate. So the answer is an auto accident related, all these 3 hyphenated, patient issue. Well, I should say the skip I stepped or didn't show was that is this a coordinating conjunction or coordinating conjunctions or cumulative, adjectives? Are these coordinating adjectives or cumulative adjectives? And they're actually cumulative. Just once again, go back and pause and stick the and between them and try to reverse them, and you'll find out that you can't do it. So we know that they're cumulative, so that means there's no comma, because basically if they're coordinating, they take a comma. If they're cumulative, they don't take a comma. So these 3, so we know these 3 have to have hyphenated, and then we stick in patient, and then since we know they're cumulative, there's no comma. So this is how you punctuate this. So I think the difficult part is, but there were 12 votes for auto accident related patient issue with no hyphen here. Because I think this comes down to, once again, you have to hyphenate everything. These 3 words form a group, but I think what's happening is that people are thinking auto accident, just like high school in the last example, is not hyphenated, like it's always not hyphenated, but that's not true. That's only when you have an adjective-noun combination. That's my next little point here, is that if this was just, and if you actually went through auto accident, it's not in the dictionary. So actually this would be hyphenated, or actually I could say, since this is adjective-noun, then it's your choice if it has a hyphen or not. But it's not in the dictionary, so once again, Ken says if it's not in the dictionary, you should hyphenate it. That's just my opinion, but you do have the choice. So what people are doing is that they're saying, oh, this is a well-known adjective noun and it's not hyphenated. But that's different. Auto accident issue is different than an auto accident related, because you have all 3 of these. All 3 of these now need to be tied together. So just because this, now you tack on another different word, people are thinking these 2 are, oh, because this is not hyphenated, or I'm not hyphenating this. But when you have a different case, because this is an adjective noun, this is not an adjective noun case. This is a different case. In this different case, all the adjectives, or all the words have to be connected with an adjective or with a hyphen. So that's my point, is that people voted for this, but it's not correct. So this is the correct one. So I believe that's it for that one. If you'd like to see more videos on punctuation court reporters, please subscribe. If you liked the video and its content, please hit like, and please check out my videos and books. Thank you.